Welcome back, everyone, to Escaping Carcosa Offline. We are having a great time. As always, I am Michaela, your keeper for our Call of Cthulhu 7th edition version of the game, Escaping Carcosa, and we will go around and introduce our friends, starting with Tenzin.
Alright, hi, this is Tenzin, they, them. I play Mauve, the museum curator, artistic entrepreneurial spirit, and they also go by they, them. And you can find me on Twitter under Tenzin Days. That's Days. Wow, that took a second longer than it should have. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And Jack.
Hello, I'm Jack. I play the character of Guy Jury, a private investigator slash paranormal investigator. At least that's what he calls himself. We both have he, him pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Jack_True. That's at JAK_True, all lowercase.
Trey.
Hey, I'm Dre Silvertooth, they, them, and I play Fable, she, they, the parkour practicing hacker in love. They're a girl who's in the game, and Fable is mid-burglary, and I think is about to get caught right now. I can be found on Twitter at Dre Silvertooth, DREA.
All right, y'all. So before we find out whether or not Fable's gonna get caught, right in the middle of the act, we've got our lovely questions for you all as always. So Fable, since you're on the hot box, we'll start with you. What is something you and Gail like to do when you all hang out outside of work?
I think Fable and Gale like to play retro video games.
Cute.
And bake together. But mostly, like, Fable's not as good at baking, so Gale tends to bake. But Fable brings the idea. Like, Fable's like, I think today we should make pumpkin bread. And then she tries to help with making pumpkin bread, but she's learned that, like, it's just better to let Gale make the pumpkin bread.
Fair enough. You know what? A for effort, right?
Now I really need pumpkin bread.
We do this every time. We start talking about food.
I thought you meant the other bake.
Oh, like wake and bake?
Yeah, game and bake. That sounds fun.
Mauve, do you have any celebrity crushes?
Oh God! Oh my goodness! Okay, throwing me on this. Oh wow! How do I even? Why am I stuck on this question out of all the questions?
It's like when she asked what Fable does for self-care, and I was like, she don't. She don't self-care. She don't do that thing.
She don't do that.
Well, I have people I admire for their talents and for their mind. I don't actually gravitate towards physical beauty or those superficial traits. And celebrities, they're all about image, they're all about reputation. You really don't know the person behind all of that. In that regard, I'm more likely to crush on people I know personally than some superficial caricature. And that is why I have this tattoo on my face that says fake. Bam!
Beautiful. Also me thinking about Mauve flirting with the attractive people in the game, though.
Very poorly, yes.
Yep,
you have to carry the team, because I can't flirt. And Guy's busy. Guy has enough ex problems. You gotta carry the team. You gotta flirt with everybody. Actually, that's not true.
God.
Guy was flirting with your boss, wasn't he?
Gail flirt.
Yeah. Guy was flirting with Xavier a little bit before he took Mauve hostage.
You know,
I don't know how that's gonna go at this point, but
I forgot about that.
And Guy, are there any new conspiracies that you've picked up on, with the exception of course, everything circulating around Nostradamus and Carcosa online?
Well, recently I've been toying with whether or not clouds are real, because water quality has changed, and I've just noticed that the clouds are all very different shapes than they used to be when I was younger.
all that microplastics.
All the microplastics, all the chemicals, all the intentionally placed clouds to make sure it rains.
Oh no, it's like the birds. During our last episode, our investigators have been off doing their own odds and ends. Fable, committing crimes, breaking into places, no big deal. Mauve is still causing quite the scene. And Guy was dealing with a very interesting dinner and explaining some fun conspiracy theories to Sia and Ryan as well, who's just kind of had no other choice but to listen. Fable, at the moment, you were trying to get into Victoria Highlands' penthouse. You were checking out the locking mechanisms, checking to see if there were any type of electrical security systems, and as you were messing with the locking mechanisms, someone also, seemingly from the other side, started to adjust the door handle.
Can Fable react really fast?
Yeah.
Okay, Fable yanks their mask down their face, shoves their skeleton key in their pocket, and smiles really big. And like kind of wraps their knuckles on the door like they were mid-knock.
You stop what you're doing. You put away all your sneaky stuff, including your mask that's covering your face. Keep in mind you do still have the elevator camera, but it does not have its sights on you. So you are okay there. And the handle jiggles. The door opens. And before you stands a rather tall individual. They're pretty built, and they're staring back at you and your giant smile.
Hey, I'm really sorry to bother you.
Yeah, I heard someone on the other side and I was just making sure. So...
Yeah, and Fable holds up Glitch, the kitten. I just found this little girl, like, wandering the halls a few floors down, and I'm just really worried that someone is missing her. But since you don't seem elated to see her, I assume this is not your cat.
Nah, unfortunately, that is not my cat, but it's super cute. I don't really think anybody around these parts has a cat like that, though, so I'm not sure, honestly.
Well, fuck. Hey, so she's, and Fable, like, fakes, like, pinching the kitten's scruff. So when it does this, it means she's dehydrated. Could I get, like, can I give her some water?
Yeah, that should be fine. Let me just go get you some water. Do you want, like, a cup of water, like a bowl?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, just give me a second.
And he, like, closes the door behind him, but leaves it, like, cracked just a little bit. It seems like the kitchen's probably relatively close. And heads off to go get the bowl or cup of water.
Fable's gonna poke her head in and see what she can see. Like, if there are cameras in there, if there seems to be, like, any kind of digital lock on the other side of this door, or if it is just a straight manual door, and if anybody else seems to be home.
It seems normal. So he comes back fairly quickly as well with the water.
Here you go. I guess I'll let you handle this water thing. I actually just came to pick up a few things, so just getting ready to head out. So, is there anything else you need? Anything I can help you with? Like, that's not our cat, so...
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to bother you. Yeah, have a good night. Is it like a ceramic bowl or like a...
Yeah. It's like a little ceramic bowl. And it's like a small one too, like a little, like, you know, the ramekins kind of.
Yeah.
Like, he specifically picked out like a small bowl because he noticed the cat was very small.
Very cute. Okay, so I think Fable, like, tries to coax Glitch into drinking for a minute, to give the bowl back when the kitten's done.
Aww. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, thank you. I'm sorry to bother you.
Nah, listen, it's totally okay. And, you know, it's just been long days, long nights, so just like a little bit on edge, that's all.
Tough job?
Nah, I love my job, honestly. It's fantastic. It's just, things have been a little different lately. You know, just keeping up with things.
Well, I don't want to ask about your life. Thank you for the help. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
And he's got like a duffel bag, it looks like. And it's not quite zipped all the way. You see some, like, what looks like probably clothes and such sticking out.
Okay, so having heard that this person in Victoria Highlands penthouse is leaving, Fable's just gonna fake leaving and go down to the 9th floor and wait.
Okay.
Maybe just past the door to the stairwell and listen for the elevator.
Okay. Like I said, it looks like he was on his way out anyways. He takes back the little ceramic ramekin from you, puts it away, and as you're headed out, do you take the stairwell or the elevator?
I go... Is he watching me when I leave, or does he go back in and close the door?
He goes back in and, like, seems to grab one more thing, but he just leaves the door open, and then he is on his way out as well.
Okay, yeah, if Fable can get out of sight for a second, they're gonna go to the stairwell and just kind of, after, like, waving a friendly goodbye, and then just kind of wait with the door cracked and listen to hear him get in the elevator.
Yeah, and I think when you wave, and give your little goodbyes, he's like,
Well, I hope you find the home of that little cat, or at least finding a good home if you can't do so.
Don't worry, I can't find it. She's gonna come home with me.
All right. Well, that's perfect then.
and he smiles at that. And he locks up all of the locks, the keypad, activates, locks the top lock, all that good stuff on his way out. And then he takes the elevator.
I think after he takes the elevator, Fable waits a couple minutes and then goes back to the door.
So you can hear audibly the elevator when it calls up to the floor. You get the little ding when the doors open and it arrives up to the floor. And he takes it back down. You could probably sit there for a few moments. And, they're pretty quick moving elevators. They're current and they're kept up to date. So it's not like the old, slow elevators that lurch in a creepy motel lobby,
Yeah, if it seems quiet, if it seems like that was the only person and they're gone, Fable will just go right back to that door and tell Glitch, hey, let's give this a second try, huh?
Try that again.
Thank you for the get out of jail free card. Let's see if we can do better this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to kind of mess with the locking mechanisms again, you can either roll me locksmith for the general locks or like computer use for the electrical lock.
Okay, I'll do computer use first because that is my better stat. Okay, I got a 24 and my computer use is 70.
So what are you trying to do to get into this locking mechanism at the bottom that kind of uses like an electrical system? Because it is a pin pad, and you don't know the code because he didn't punch it in or anything like that on his way out. It automatically locks. So are you trying to kind of disable it or what?
There's a more logical thing to do and then there's a more fun thing to do.
Live your best life.
I'm gonna live my best life, and I think Fable is gonna pull out a little flashlight and shine it on it to see which numbers have been touched.
So you're kind of looking for like the oils, right?
Yeah, I think she sprinkles like some dust over it and then shines a light to see which have like fingerprints on them.
So it looks like 4, 2, 6.
I'm gonna say if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, I swear to God, Victoria.
There's a little bit of oil on a few other ones, on 8 and 3, but those seem to be the most prominent when you kind of sprinkle the dust on them.
I think Fable will try a couple different combinations of those numbers, assuming that it go wee-oo, wee-oo. Assuming that there's at least a couple grace mistakes that you could make.
You notice after your first one, you didn't put in enough numbers because it doesn't actually read anything.
Okay.
So it looks like you probably need 5 because you used 4.
Okay. Fable throws the 8 in there.
And starts doing more combinations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to say on about your 4th one, you are able to get access from the bottom key. So you hear the mechanism unlock. And then it gives you about 10 seconds before it locks again.
All right. So Fable has a code to that one. And then the top lock is like a mechanical lock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fable's going to pull out their lock picking set.
Yeah, it's a deadbolt.
They will put the tension wrench into the bottom of the keyhole and then apply pressure and then put the pick in the top part and start listening carefully for the pins.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a locksmith.
Less good. 63 and it's 32. So I'm gonna push. I listen more listenate. Oh, good, 18.
You're like those locking mechanisms were a little hard to hear the first time around.
Yeah.
That's our penetration tester. Yeah.
I listen good.
You listen good.
I listen so good.
You have now unlocked the top lock, and all you have to do is put in the passcode on the bottom again, and you will likely gain access.
I put that code in.
And the lock clicks.
I enter Victoria Highlands penthouse.
You get inside of Victoria Highlands penthouse with a few scares along the way, but thankfully you had a very cute kitten to help you out. As you open this door, the area itself is quite spacious. You have a living room, a kitchen, all of the usual amenities. It looks like there are several rooms in this penthouse. It looks to be about 3, give or take, 3 to 4 rooms, just from what you can see from where you're standing, right at the entrance. The back of the home has glass windows that look out over to the city. Very fancy. It is very well furnished. And primarily what you can see right now is the living space and the kitchen. So in the living room, everything looks very tidy, very kempt. It almost looks like it's not even lived in. Sad to say. It just looks like it's there for show. One thing that does stand out to you in the living room is in the entertainment stand, like the kind of where the entertainment system is, the TV, all of that. On some of the shelving, there are colorful DVDs that look a little bit out of place. They look like they're probably like kids' movies, honestly. In this area, that is what stands out to you the most.
Yeah. Okay, so I think Fable will walk around and start touching and looking at anything that seems out of place. Fable doesn't have fingerprints, so she doesn't have to worry about not touching things.
Oh, that's right.
Is there a landline? Wait, do I have I don't have a burner phone. Victoria is locked up with all the burner phones.
I think Guy did grab one for you as well.
Yeah, there is one waiting in the duffel bag next to the mace.
Fucking mace.
but will it still be in one piece by the time I get to it? I would like to call Guy on a landline.
Okay.
Wait, so you want to call Guy's number from Victoria's landline, where that would be
Oh, she's gonna know we were here.
Yeah.
From what you can see, it doesn't look like there is a landline out in the living room or kitchen area or anything like that.
Then I will not call Guy. And Fable, I think under breath, is just like break into her house, just like and find what, like somehow, like any, like literally any suggestion, like what am I supposed to do? Just like take her like pillow for him? Like why am I here?
It's a panty raid.
Oh my god.
For Guy.
The little Mauve in Fable's head says it's a panty rave, and Fable or panty raid, and Fable shakes their head.
A panty rave.
Rave. That sounds.
Raid.
Fable uses their lack of fingerprints to turn the lights off and have a panty raid. No, they do not. They're just gonna quickly look through all the rooms and make sure nobody's in there.
So you're checking all the rooms. You see a room that looks like it belongs to probably like a younger individual. There's like pamphlets strewn about for schools that look like it's like different types of schools that are, you know, when you get kind of like, oh, this school wants you to check them out, yada, 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 when you're applying.
Colleges?
To colleges. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Probably like some video games. You see the Carcosa online, like game case, like the box of what everything comes in, essentially. So where the VR headset and game and all that would be, but it's empty. And it's just sitting in the room. And then you see another room that looks like it probably belongs to Victoria Highland. It is, once again, does not look like it's lived in. The bed is made. The drawers are all closed and it doesn't look like anything's sticking out of them. The dresser top, the bedside table, all of that. There's maybe like a book sitting on the bedside table and that sort of thing, but nothing out of the ordinary. And then there's a third room that is locked.
I would like to get into the third room.
Do you look around any of the others? I kind of inspect, or you just kind of go straight for the third room?
I think Fable does sort of a cursory sweep of the other rooms. I think Fable looks at that first room and ascertains like somebody who lived in here was playing Carcosa online. that's why everything is missing. And this is probably a younger person. And then sweeps around Victoria Island's bedroom and just like looks in a couple drawers, peeks under the bed.
It's just like clothes and, odds and ends.
I was thinking drawers and under beds and closets.
Monsters. Full of monsters.
Monsters!
Full of monsters. And yeah, then try to break into the third room. I think Fable's looking for like an office.
So the third room is locked up probably pretty good. Same as the main door. We've got 2 locks that you're working with.
Manual lock or an electronic again?
They both seem to be manual.
I do not like the way you said that. They both seem to be manual.
So you can use lock picking again, like your locksmith skill.
I'm gonna say, is there like a window into this room in the door?
Mm-mm.
Just a solid wooden door.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie.
It's down the hallway, so you have like the living space, the kitchen, right? And you have a small hall. It's got like a bedroom type of situation. You've got a bathroom. This room is all the way in the back.
Okay.
It's kind of out of the way, almost intentionally.
Yeah, I mean, I think with nothing to deter her, she's gonna try to pick the lock.
Go ahead and roll me locksmith.
Oh, wow, that was good.
Yeah?
I rolled a 7. My locksmith is 32.
Nice.
It's almost a quarter.
You are picking some more locks. This has kind of been the trend of the evening, right? You go in, you want to get access to this room that is locked up and kind of out of sight, out of mind. And you honestly pick the locks without much difficulty. The second lock gives you a little bit of trouble. It seems like it operates like a mechanical lock. But when you engage with the locking mechanism to actually unlock the key, something else jams the door.
I think it's party time, and Fable opens up their jacket, and there is a slim crowbar with a hook on one end that is hooked into a loop inside their jacket.
Nice.
And they jam that tapered end in between the door and the door jamb and push.
Yeah.
Trying to pop the door out of the frame.
Just give me a flat D100 roll.
65.
So you have already unlocked what it seems like both of the mechanisms, but something's still jamming the doorway. And you pull this little crowbar out of your jacket full of fun things. Your little newfound friend kind of mews at you and tilts their head as you engage with the door, and it makes some kind of cracking noises. The wood is very obviously splintering at this point, so you've done a very good job of actually making it seem like you weren't there. Now it's evident that you were there. But that's okay, because the door pops open. And before you is what looks like a office space, and it is not as well kept as the rest of the house. There is a desk area that has 2 monitors in front of it. There are sticky notes plastered on the monitor, by the keyboard, on the desk space. There is a wall behind the 2 monitors as well, with like a cork board where you can kind of, like put things in, and a whiteboard as well with some notes kind of scrawled onto it. There's papers lying around in piles, binders, books, you name it.
Okay. I think Fable keeps a little camera in their jacket for work. Not their phone, but like when they take pictures for work of places they're supposed to break into. And I think Fable busts that out and just starts taking pictures of everything.
Okay. So, everything that's in front of you directly that you can kind of get a picture of is the sticky notes. A few of them mention messaging systems. The sticky notes are in very shorthand, so it's like messaging system, back door. There is a prototype headset, is what you imagine is what you're looking at when you take a picture of it. It is a spare headset that looks very similar to the one that was used for the game, but it looks a little bit different than the ones that everyone else got standard releases of. And then on the whiteboard, you see a quote that says, "Have you seen the yellow sign?" And that is the majority of it. You see some papers that you get pictures of that's looks like it's correspondence from like Nanolutions and things like that. But on the front-facing aspect of them, they don't say anything really telling.
Yeah, I think Fable takes pictures to remember where these objects were in the order that they were placed, and then just starts grabbing stuff and stuffing them into her bag.
Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand.
18 out of 35.
So you managed to grab some of the papers from Nanolutions. You grab a few of like the sticky notes and the like. Are you going to try to grab the headset as well? That is up to you. It is pretty bulky, so that's something you probably need to keep in mind getting back out.
Probably not. I think Fable will just take a good number of photos of it and the papers. Yeah, I mean, and I think Fable is trying to get out of there before anything bad happens, so I think Fable's in a hurry. But Fable would like to try to see if they can use the computer.
Okay. So, you are stuffing these things.
Are you sure about that?
Oh shit, you're right. Oh no. Oh god.
How are you not?
Fable forgot for a minute that computers have burned her.
You've stuffed a good handful of odds and ends and papers into your bag that you had brought with you. And you sit in front of the two monitors and you jiggle the mouse. And the screen is on like sleep mode. So it opens up, but you would have to log in. And right before the screen kind of pops up to a standard screen, like the login screen, you swear you see a face and the reflection of the darkened screen.
Fable whips around.
Mauve.
No!
It's me, I'm behind you.
Bro.
The little security guard is whipping back around on his little golf cart. And he's kind of giving you the daggers, and he does this little number where he puts his fingers up to his eyes and darts them back at you, back and forth. He's like, your time's almost up, boar!
What did you call me?
Are you not a boar?
I'm a warthog.
A warthog.
Now if you'll let me finish, Hallblart, I just need a few moments.
You said a few moments ago, my friend.
I said specifically 30 minutes, and you are here pestering us 5 to 30. We still have 5 minutes.
Yes, but should you not be wrapping up so you can put away your shenanigans and...
You are eating into that time right now, and I am choosing to ignore you. Just turn around back to the crowd.
He's got these little, like, lights that are not activated by the golf cart. He has to, like, go out and press them. They're like the little pop lights. So he waddles out of the golf cart for a moment, and he turns on the lights, and they're, like, orange lights. So, like, construction lights. Or, like, general hazard lights. And he starts kind of interrupting your scene. And he's like,
all right, everyone, please disperse. We need you to clear the walkway. It is becoming a safety hazard if someone trips or falls because there's an abundance of people gathered in the center here. It won't be good for anyone. So please, this individual will be wrapping up the performance soon.
And he looks down at the unicorn, who is someone who lives in this building. And he kind of recognizes them by their stature, and he's like,
Bill, I know we've already had talks with you about, disturbing the peace.
And the unicorn just kind of whinnies like a horse, and he's like,
okay, all right, okay.
I need you to be done soon, okay?
Mauve reaches into their plastic bag full of the costume stuff and remembers there's a third mask that they had picked out from the shop, if you all remember. The yellow mask that looks a little creepy, but not exactly like the yellow mask we know of.
It's a white mask.
Oh, white mask, yes. Yeah. Holds it up like Lion King style, baby lion, and says to the security guard, since you love to interrupt so much, maybe you care to join us for the finale.
No. I'm.
Put this on.
I'm so good. I have a job to do. I've got to monitor and make sure that nothing happens, and I've got to monitor this as well. There's a lot going on.
Oh, so now it's stage fright. Now you're suddenly shy, huh? You really like stealing my spotlight a moment ago.
I'm not shy. I talk to people all day long.
Doesn't appear.
And he just kind of stops.
Put this on.
He snatches the mask from you. It's like, what? You both are animals. What is the point of this? This doesn't even match.
You are clearly the oppressor, so you get to wear the human mask.
Oh, okay. I see. And he, rubs his temples. He doesn't put it on. He just holds it.
Well, will you put it on?
I'm wearing glasses, and I don't think it'll work very well.
Just give it back, then. And then I go for snatching it back.
He's like, hey, wait! It's like, do I get anything out of it?
Well, you get a sense of fulfillment and purpose.
Are you assuming that I don't have purpose now?
Well, since you like to interrupt other people's purposes, I would assume so.
Wow, that's rude. Fine. 5 minutes. And if you'll just roll me a persuade really quick so I can see how into it this gentleman gets.
Oh god. Whew. So much bullshitting today from me. Oh my goodness.
I mean, you're definitely putting on a distraction. You did what you set out to do.
Oh, this is... Nope. That's a 77, and my persuade is a 27, so... Can I push it?
You can, yeah.
It's a fail. I got 40 already, so that's a major fail.
No. He takes the mask. He has it in his hand. You try to grab it back from him. Are you still on your knees? Doing the whole,
Oh no, I had to stand because, the card is there and everything.
Yeah, so when you try to snag it back from him, he's like, no. And he pulls back at you, and the weight distribution is just enough that you kind of stumble a little bit. And it breaks the ambience for just a moment. And so people were like, oh no, are you okay? And have kind of lost the allure to the performance for a moment. But he puts the mask on on the top of his head. He doesn't wear it fully. He's like, okay, show me what you can do.
Well, get out of your vehicle and get on to the stage center.
He T-poses. He's very awkward.
Oh my god. I will hold Bill's hand and guide him or them towards the T-posing idiot, and we'll stand on each side, left and right, and kneel on one knee and point like Will Smith pose, point at the T-pose and say, "Behold, man or beast. Doesn't matter, it is pure evil. And look at that, without a horn. Not horny at all."
The scene is painted beautifully. You all are standing in the center where the fountain is, and you are lined up in a nice little triangle formation. You're pointing at the non-horned man, and the droplets from the water fountain are being caught by the lights. It's pretty dark out at this point. So the street lights and the walkway lights are kind of catching the droplets. They're glimmering. It's lovely. But this is probably the last he'll put up with this performance. He gives you some jazz hands. He's like,
Beautiful.
Okay, people. All right, wrap it up.
So I'll then hold his hand, and Billy will hold the other hand, I'm assuming, following suit, and we will take a joint bow together.
Nice. Very good. Very, very lovely. And as you all are bowing and taking your final hurrah during the performance, Fable, you made a swift turnaround, right? As soon as you saw the face in the computer, you decided not to stay seated.
Fable flips around to see if anyone's behind her.
No, Once again, it's one of those situations where you saw a reflection and then no one was there.
I'm out.
You've garnered a good little bit of like papers and whatnot. So you've got your little kitten friend. The door behind you is demolished. Very notably so.
Fable takes a quick second to put a sticky note on the door that fell down.
Mm-hmm.
And Fable puts a smiley face on it and then writes "for Guy."
Cute. Very cute. No one is out in the hallway just yet. You are on the top floor. But you notice that there's 2 elevators, right? At the elevator entrance. One of the elevators is busy. People have started to disperse from Mauve's performance are now heading back up to their respective apartments and such.
Yeah, she's just gonna take the stairs, and I think she takes them fast.
You don't see anyone most of the way down, and you start to see if, like, 1 or 2 people trickle through as you get to the lower floors once you pass about floor 4. But no one really pays any mind. You hear people talking about the weird performance out front, the warthog and the unicorn, all of that good stuff. People are murmuring about it. You get out pretty easily. People are pretty occupied.
All right, Fable comes out and finds Mauve doing what? In what state?
The security guard, the doorman and security guard that was in the lobby before is still there and says, "Hope you had a good time setting up for the party or the surprise or whatever. I got some chocolates. You wanna hand these to him when you see him?"
I think actually it would be better if you handed it to him when he comes back, because then it will be like somebody else noticed that he is important too, you know what I mean?
All right, true.
Say something about his hair. He loves his hair.
Does he really? He's like, okay, he doesn't strike me as the type. Like,
It's like secret. He like secretly is proud of his hair.
Is that why he grows it out so long?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. I'll save these for him till he gets back. I think he was...
Oh my god. And also he, I think he dropped this, and Fable hands over his wallet and leaves.
Oh! Okay. Well, couldn't you just bring it back?
No, you'll see him before I will. He needs the key to the elevator. And then boogies.
It dawns on him. He's like, wait, how did you get access to the elevator? But it's too late. You step out to Mauve, and at this point, I think still the warthog and the unicorn. And a very small handful of people are still kind of lingering about, but most of them have dispersed.
Is the cart cop, the fucking Paul Blart, is he still there?
He is.
Hi. Yeah, this one's mine. I don't know about the other one, but I'm gonna take this one now.
Please do. You know, it's been like almost an hour that this has gone on for, and people are getting kind of weirded out. It's like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Dude, like...
All right. I'm sure that you raised a lot of awareness about pigs or whatever you're doing. Let's, Yes, you're so underappreciated. Let's go.
Mauve decides to keep the mask on, and before we run off, says to the Bill unicorn, and says, "You can keep that for the wonderful addition you made to my performance. Thank you, Bill."
Oh my goodness. People, they never noticed me. This is the first time I felt like I was noticed in years.
Well, you're a star, and you deserve all the fame.
You can't see it, but he's crying under the mask.
Unicorn tears?
You just hear like a sniffle. You're like, all right, I'll treasure this mask. They also keep their mask on and walk up the walkway to the apartment building that Fable just had left, and head back to their humble abode with their unicorn mask.
Yeah, I'll let them keep the white mask and the unicorn mask as a memento for what we did here today, because it mattered.
Very nice.
Greetings there, travelers, and welcome to Season 3. Yes, we are back at the Inn of the 7 Dice, and it's time to just have a little bit of a sit-down. The world's a little bit on fire right now, and maybe it's nice to just lose ourselves for a moment in the story. Oh, dear travelers, it feels like ages since we spoke. I know we had our wonderful recaps, and you could enjoy the story once more through point form notes. But now we get to see what everyone's up to. This episode was a nice little jump between day 2 and we're moving into day 3. And that's typically, if you haven't guessed it yet, how we're structuring the seasons. This glorious April is the birthday month of the GM Lucas, so if you feel ever so inclined to leave a gift, head on over to wherever you can leave a review and do so. Maybe message us some words about what you're thinking about the show. We always love to hear how the people are enjoying this tale, because we've been doing this for years, and getting back any kind of feedback is truly marvelous. We appreciate each and every comment, email, message sent in. The conversations that happen all around make us so happy. The greatest way to share this story, of course, is word of mouth, because advertising is $1 million, and it doesn't always work. So, word of mouth, tell people about the show. It helps us tremendously. And if you want to keep up to date on what's happening in the background of the podcast and the news and such, head on over to the Patreon. You can follow it free of charge, the Ballad of the 7 Dice, or if you want to do the pay what you want, there are hundreds of hours of audio on there. Extra goodies, entire campaigns that are set up that we took from the YouTubes and put them on over as this cat continues to meow, and we are aiming on moving them also over to a Patreon-only feed on Spotify.
Do not forget the cursed radio.
Oh. Alright. It's a little slimy. But...
We see an ending.
I'm not sure if I ever knew exactly what kind of tree it was. To me, it was just a castle.
Would you like to turn to page 21 to check out the dark doorway? Turn to page 16 to visit an old hedgehog.
Well, everyone deserves to tell their story. We can be your friends now.
Yeah.
And what about my blue jay? He's so full of seeds. You're gonna love him. He's just so full of seeds.
I love seeds.
Seeds are pretty great.
I guess at the end, I'd rather have my faith disappoint me than have me disappoint it.
With just kind of a scream, emit electricity into him with shocking grasp. You see something? And I'm gonna look up too.
The Hot as a Dungeon is a TTRPG podcast focused on loss, healing, mourning, and joy. You can find us on Spotify, Twitter, Blue Sky, and Instagram.
Alright, dear travelers, we're in a touch of a rush as I must head on over to work. Oh goodness, trying to get this episode out this morning. But absolutely lovely talking to you. We love the comments that are coming on in. And we shall see you soon for checking out what's going on with the online crew for Season 3. Alright, until next time, dear travelers, I bid you all adieu.
Guy, it's getting late. Y'all have finished like 2 bottles of wine. You and Sia are talking about conspiracies pretty full throttle at this point. Ryan is back on the couch.
Oh, God.
Alistair has taken the place on the chair instead and is being people for the time being. And Gale is pacing quite a bit. Guy, you said they would be out late, but like, I know Fable, and I can guarantee there's some shenanigans going on. Not even Mauve is here. Okay, so why?
Well, you know, there's been some stuff going on.
Oh, there's been stuff going on,
and you know, it sort of all blends into what I've been talking about with Sia here. The world's a weird place. People do weird things sometimes at night, and sometimes they're out quite late. But also, they're adults, and they'll be fine. And the guy takes a cigarette out from inside his coat and lights it at the table.
No, the smoke alarms are gonna go off.
You know what? You're right. He stands up, digs around in the cupboards to find some like foil or film, and puts it over the smoke alarms. Good call.
Let me come home. Don't let me. And at that moment, Fable busts in the room.
Literally, Gail's just like, not enough cookies in the world.
Guy,
Oh, God.
what are you fucking doing?
And as I said, they are here.
That's not what you said. You said that they're adults and sometimes they do weird things at night. That could be anything.
Fable, I was just assuring Gale here that you would be fine.
And we are.
Fable, what weird things were you doing?
Fable grabs the cigarette and hands it to Mauve to do the honors.
I will take that cigarette and burn it like off, like on the wall, against the wall, just like.
What? Not the wall.
What? I thought you wanted me to put it out.
I did, not on the belongings of my Gail. I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to put some serious thought into where else to, because I wanted to put Ryan here, not the odd squad.
I mean, I don't mind. I like baking for y'all and cooking for y'all, but I also worry for y'all like a lot. I worry.
We're good. We're here. We're good, and we got what we were looking for, Guy.
Fable?
And yes?
I can tell when you're lying to me.
Look! No, well, I hold up a kitten. Get out of and say, get out of jail free card. Kitten.
Gail's just like, oh, it's so cute. Is it yours? Is this what you were doing? You have a cat.
Yeah, I found her, went door to door seeing if she belonged to anybody, and everybody said no.
Oh my gosh, you were out until 10-something at night trying to find it. He just starts murmuring to himself.
That's exactly it.
Doesn't that seem right, though, if we're being honest?
Yes. Oh, this cat is so good with so many excuses.
It is very on brand.
We gotta, I think tomorrow we gotta go see if baby has a microchip, but if not, I think this is...
Okay. You could, like, text, call.
No, I don't have my phone, remember?
Yeah.
Speaking of, Guy, you got a phone for me?
I do. And he digs around in the bag. There's a loud clunking. Mauve, is for you. Pulls out the mace.
What the fuck is this?
Why do you don't need that to search for a kitten's owner, actually.
Art piece. It's an art piece. Mauve, tell him.
Yes, it's an art piece. This is part of a medieval-themed sculpture that I am putting together using any kind of weaponry I can find, so that it represents the human spirit in the abuse of a war-torn era. So that is what I'm creating, and I thank you so much, Guy, for finding this magnificent piece for me.
Oh wow. Okay.
No problem. Are you covered in black paint? No, never mind.
Oh yes, this was part of another performance I just did. It was like Shakespeare in the Park, but it was more like Picasso in the dark.
They just kept screaming they were horny. I don't know what to tell you.
It was part of the art.
Really? And that like was okay? Were there kids?
Okay is a strong word.
I wasn't really paying attention.
You should definitely. You get first dibs on shower tonight.
Thank you.
Please don't.
Yes.
Please don't track the black paint around.
I won't. I'm very clean.
Right.
Fable exchanges their backpack for the phone.
Yeah, and Guy hands over the phone and raises an eyebrow at the backpack.
Yeah, you said you might want to do some reading, so.
Was there anyone there?
Yeah, there was somebody there, seemed to work there, caught them on their way out. There was also an open Carcosa game set, but no one anywhere to be found. But I have a feeling you already know about that.
So no No kid in there, like Ryan.
No, Guy.
Right. Okay. Guess I need to talk to Victoria again.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Better than I thought it would go, but worse than it could have gone. Yeah, I'd say our relationship is once again irreparable, but it wasn't really that fixed to begin with.
Well, then I made the right call with the door. I'll tell you about that later.
I was like, what are you talking about? I thought you just went to go look for the owners to a kid. Now we're talking about doors and kids, and you know what? I don't want to know. Mauve, I have dibs after you.
You need some water.
And then I'm gonna go to bed.
Some pumpkin bread. You need your weighted blanket, Gail.
I would love some pumpkin bread. He's just like trailing off.
Where's my mom? Is she like halfway through a book on fucking...
Yeah, she's hanging out. She's like buzzed, but in like the like happy-go-lucky way. She's like, Guy was so wonderful. He told me about what was it? Tiny feet. Not to be confused with little feet. We can't say that one. Tiny feet. And yeah, I think, I have to go to the hospital tomorrow. So I'm going to make some great friends. I'm going to tell them about all the stories Guy told me about. And it's going to be a great time.
No, Mom, you can't tell them about Atlantis or whatever. You have to tell them, no.
Oh, honey, no, it's fine. They'll think it's so fun.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Well, Mauve's already going in there showering.
There's some dinner left, but no more wine, I'm afraid.
That's all right. My evening has been interesting enough.
Oh, the cookies. Oh, Lord. Okay. And Gail, like, shuffles to the kitchen. It's like, wait, you weren't here in time for dinner, but you are in time for fresh white chocolate chip, macadamia nut cookies with dried cranberry. Yep, that's the one.
Gail, no one deserves you, especially not me.
No, you all, you're going through it, but you're all wonderful, and it's gonna be fine.
Yes. Speaking of, we're gonna like get a motel or something soon, because this is I wanted my girlfriend to sleep on your couch. I didn't want all of my friends to track paint and slugs and my mom through your apartment.
I just want you to be safe. That's what matters.
I know, man. But you need some personal space, and if the amount you drank tonight is an indicator, you also need some time.
It's like, okay, fresh cookies.
Mauve is singing in the shower now.
Yeah, the flowers are put up real nicely. Guy did bring home the flowers, and they're all kind of like set up in vases already. Thanks to your mom, she got them all set up and added the water and gave them all different vases and kind of set them around the apartment after a little bit of time. They were lined up along the bar originally, but as the night progressed, she's like, no, maybe some here and some here.
Somebody move Ryan.
Oh yeah, Ryan had dinner with us. Isn't that nice?
Sorry?
We had a lovely evening while you were away. Your friends and your girlfriend and your mum, they're all really nice, and I'm glad we finally got to meet them properly and get acquainted. Why do you look a combination of terrified and angry?
I can't. Today has been too much. I think Fable just sits down like beside Ryan and like grabs a blanket and is like, I'm out, and curls up beside Ryan.
Yeah. So you all spend the evening cleaning up, whether it's paint or sludge or grime or whatever the evening has brought you. Fable, you've had a pretty busy day of hijacking into a penthouse, so you get your rest. Gale, offers the cookies around and leaves the remainder of them sitting on the counter for anyone who wants them, and hops into the shower as soon as possible after Mauve finishes up. And everyone get some actual rest for the first time in a little bit. It doesn't seem like anything goes bump in the night or anything like that, unless anyone wants to do anything in the middle of the night before I continue.
I think Guy probably doesn't sleep this time around because he was the only one who got to sleep last time.
So you actually got rest last time.
But he will like just have a quick glance through the backpack, and is there anything in there that like either super stands out or anything that looks like it might have belonged to Derek?
Not anything really that belonged to Derek, because Fable only grabbed stuff from Victoria's office. And as we like to know, she keeps her work life and her family life very, very, very separate. However, you do see some papers that are labeled from Nanolutions. And there's kind of like a little footnote. And it's taken out of context, and it just says, changes to the body. And then you see a few of the sticky notes that Fable scooped up, messaging system, etc. But you've heard from Victoria about the messaging system.
Is there anything that indicates about the changes to the bodies? Is there anything that indicates whether that's people in the game or whether that's like employees of Nostradamus? Because obviously we met those people in Mopop. Does it seem like it's referencing things like that, like the potato head guys, or whether it's referencing game players?
It seems like there's not a lot of surrounding text, so it's hard to tell. But it doesn't seem like it's talking about people outwardly who are like post-pulled from the game or inside of the game currently. This seems like it is specifically talking about people after they have left the game. And the only way you know of right now that people have left the game is when they die.
And Guy will write that one down in his notebook and start thinking about it.
Morning rolls around. Right now it is really, really early, like 4 a.m. early. And we look towards Guy's humble abode. Victoria has taken a nap for the moment. It looks like she fell asleep with her phone in her hand. She's probably been trying to call or text a few people to come retrieve her, as it were. And she wakes up to the sound of bolt cutters, I imagine. Do you lock your unit with like a bolt lock, like a general?
Yeah, it's a padlock.
So she wakes up to the sound of the clanging outside against the metal door and some bolt cutters. The hatch flies open, and outside stands Rev. Hey there, doll. Busy day ahead and you're taking a nap inside of a metal box? She's kind of coming to. It looks like she probably stayed up the majority of the night hoping someone would be there a little bit sooner than 4 a.m. in the morning. She does indeed have a busy day ahead of her. Goes, well, Nostradamus just got thrown a communication line. So go to HQ, you'll see. I'm sure you already know about it though. Or, just check your phone. People have been trying to call you the last few hours, get things ready for the day. She gets up and kind of like brushes herself off. And as they both head out from the doorway of your little storage unit, he kind of bars her exit, kind of puts a hand up. It's like, what were you doing here, Vic? And she just responds with, I told you not to call me that. And they walk away. You all, meanwhile, don't start to wake up until, I would say, at least 10 a.m. in the morning. Guy, maybe you're up a little bit earlier than everyone else since you have already had a decent amount of rest, but Mauve spent an hour doing a pretty exhaustive performance, and Fable was doing some. And on top of that, you had a kitten mewing at you throughout the night, so.
Yep, I think care and feeding of the kitten was of highest priority. I think Fable flopped down like she was going to take a nap and then remembered that she has a new child, and so I think Fable spent much of the night introing the child to Alistair, making sure the child seems okay, gave the kid a bath, make sure they don't have fleas, on and on. So Fable is still asleep as hell.
Fair enough. This is about the time that Gail gets up, so same old routine. Starts fixing breakfast and he's like, it's very rude to make breakfast for just himself, so he can't help but, like, make enough for everyone.
Bro.
But y'all have been there for a little bit now, so he doesn't feel like he has to host as much. He's just like, there's food if anyone wants it, type of deal.
Morning, Gale. That's how it is it?
Listen, it was a long night. I'm not feeling so great. I'm waiting for the Tylenol to kick in. But the greasy food, it'll help. It'll help.
Well, it'll help me. Do we have a problem?
A problem?
You've been very friendly, very gracious, but I get the sense that our welcome is outstayed. But even with that, I'm a little bit suspicious of you.
From Fable's fucking sleep spot on the floor, you hear, "Stop harassing Gale. He's not an alien in disguise or the Loch Ness Monster. We've just been eating all of his food for 2 days, guy."
No, honestly, y'all could stay here as long as you wanted. I'm just having one of those days.
Right. Well, you better be what you say you are.
If you threaten him one more time, and Fable sits up, I am going to light your fucking pants on fire. Stop it.
But Gale is entertaining. He's like, well, what else would I be? I'm Gale.
That's just it. I don't know. But I'm looking. I'm watching.
Guy, I make the best damn cookies around town. You think I have time to be an eldritch horror?
Eldritch horrors have a lot of time. All they've got is time.
Gale's just like, alright. Heard. I'm sorry if I've been a little on edge lately, or a little short.
Do not be sorry.
Don't be sorry. Be annoyed, Gale. Tell me to fuck off. Do something that tells me you're human.
He just kind of frowns.
Guy. Fable sits up, looking like hair completely like the wrong direction. Guy, listen. Gale just doesn't have a good handle on boundaries. We're working on it. That doesn't make him a monster.
I do have boundaries. I did the thing.
What was the thing, hun?
So you said that I have to be more assertive when there's something that, yada, 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 right? So last night, when we were talking about the conspiracy theories, your mom was having a great time, but I was just like, eh. And so my boundary was I had more wine.
No, honey,
didn't talk about it.
That's not a boundary. That's a fucking coping mechanism. We're gonna work on that later.
And cookies.
That's also a coping mechanism. We're gonna be out of your hair tonight. Right, guy?
Right. I'll be watching.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, well, just, don't be weird about it, and it's fine.
He's weird about everything. Don't take it personally.
No, I mean, you know what, never mind.
Oh, Gale.
He's like, it's fine. I'm gonna get more rest.
Protect Gale.
He's like, oh, actually, there is something y'all might want to know about. Nostradamus, they're launching a messaging system to the public today.
What? They're what? Sorry, what? To what? To the people in the what? What? Why'd you stop talking? What?
It's so early, Fable, please. I'm tired.
No, Gale, what?
Who's yelling what? Shh, I'm trying to sleep here. Oh my god.
Mauve, shut up. Messaging system? To Ryan?
Okay, so I guess they worked with some people and developed something to go in game so that the players that are stuck in the game can message people through an app or something. I guess
Fable grabs his face.
Hi.
Did you download it? Do you have it? Is the app here? Do you have it on your phone?
I can download it right now.
Right now, please. Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. All right. He goes to the app store as quickly as he can, but he's a little bit hindered because you're still squeezing his face. He's like, it was called Nostradamus. where did it go? And he finds it. And it's like Nostradamus, like postal service, essentially. It's like a companion app to the game. And it looks like some people have already gotten the app sent to like their emails associated with the accounts as well, used to sign up for the game in case anyone has access to those, any family members or friends outside of the game at the moment. But Gale doesn't have one of those, so he just downloads the app from the App Store. It's like I don't really know how how it works. They were saying that like some people will already have access based on the address used to have the game shipped to them and all that, but
is it called Carcosa or Nostradamus? No, Nostradamus message.
I don't think they're cool enough for that. Nostradamus is literally just calling it like Nostradamus Postal Service, I think.
Okay.
Ryan has a phone, and Ryan
has a phone.
It would go to like her email, perhaps.
Yeah, probably like the one that's specifically associated with her account. But you could also put in the credentials to find the person you're trying to talk to.
Yeah, I think Fable, not very frantic and not having grasped how this works, is like, you gotta look up, it's the username, if you gotta look up sunflower, favorite flower is sunflower. Wait, no, Andromeda is her favorite constellation. Wait, a film major, look up film, wait, no, that's just her fucking degree. Gale, I'm panicking.
Fable?
Yes,
Fable?
hi.
What is her email? What is your address used to have the game ship? I bet it's probably that simple.
763 East Ivy Way.
Okay.
Unit 8.
Well, this is a silly question. And there's a question like, are you a player? It's like, they really need to work on this app. All right. Let's see.
Victoria kind of told me about this yesterday, by the way. Sort of slipped my mind.
Are you kidding me?
No. And he pulls out the notebook. Yep, there it is.
Guy. Fable grabs Guy's face. Guy?
Are you holding both faces right now while Gale is like adding the information in?
But Fable's very close to Guy. Guy, I robbed a fucking house for you last night, and you didn't think to tell me that I can talk to my girlfriend in this game? Are you kidding me?
Well, it seems a bit relevant now that it's actually out. I don't know why she even told me if it was coming out today.
I'm gonna fucking end you. And Fable lets go of his face and goes back to looking at Gale's phone.
And Gale's like, oh, okay, I think I got something. Do you want to sign in as you?
Yeah, is that how the thing works? Yes.
Maybe it's asking for your name.
Fable.
Okay. It says, do you accept correspondence from the postmaster?
Yes.
Okay. It looks like you've already got a message. And he just kind of hands you the phone because you were like staring at daggers right now at him.
Okay, Fable finally lets go of his face and grips the phone with both hands.
We've cleared the first dungeon at a great cost. It was a lot harder than I thought it would be, and I honestly don't. I hope I'd never have to, watch something like that again. When I get out of here, I think I'm done with horror movies. Never again. No more horror movies, please. And also, I don't understand how was I out in the real world. Was I always such a responsible person? I never felt like I was. But remember that I will always find you, like it's written in the stars. Love, Ryan.
And Gale's like, did you read it? Is it Ryan? Or is it just when you sign up for something new and they sent you one of those first time emails?
It's Ryan. Yeah.
Well, that's good, right?
Yeah.
You don't You don't look very excited.
No, yeah. You gotta understand, I am excited, but it's possible that... Can you imagine what it feels like to hold a conversation in your hand and know that it might be the last one you ever have with someone?
Okay. I think I get it.
Can I send stuff back?
I think so. It looks like it's a two-way street. You have to speak through someone called the postmaster. They're also asking if there's anyone else you all want to talk with.
Fable looks at Guy.
Guy does not trust this, so he sort of at that point just lowers his hat over his eyes. No, there's no one.
Mauve, finally awake and seeing this whole thing happening, is standing beside Guy and just raises their hand over his shoulder and just kind of lightly gives two comforting pats, and then kind of awkwardly draws their hand back.
I think when you do that, Guy will sort of put his hand on top of your hand when it's on his shoulder, and just squeeze once, but then that's that.
You all officially have a way to communicate with people that are inside the game. You have to speak through whoever the postmaster is. So it seems like that's who is sending your messages back and forth through the companion app. The Nostradamus postal service, as it were. The app on the phone is a N and a P with a square around it. And it's kind of an ombre from yellow to kind of transparent in the background of the app. And it's got a little envelope at the bottom.
Yeah, I think Fable just picks up the phone and picks up one cat in each hand and then goes into a room by herself and closes the door to reply.
Yeah.
Escaping Carcosa is brought to you by the Ballad of the Seven Dice Network. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram by searching Ballad of the Seven Dice. Supporting our Patreon helps us pay for the show, such as hosting, equipment, and additional content for you to enjoy. Our Patreon is pay what you want and contains behind-the-scenes updates, audio dramas, one-shots, and more. You can also head over to iTunes and Spotify and leave us a 5-star review. Every review helps us fight against the horrors of the algorithm. Until next time, dear travelers, keep an eye out for the yellow sign. He's weird. He's not dead.
He has 25 attraction points.
I forgot that's a quantifiable. Wait,
it actually is.
Mauve, how many attractive points do you have?
I don't think I'm very attractive. I was just I don't care. I am attractive.
Is that APP? Is that what
yeah,
that
it's
is?
appearance. Yeah.
Quick, everybody, what's your APP?
Where do I go for? Oh, right there. Oh, I'm at 60.
Okay, so pretty good.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I'm at 55. Just a little more.
I think I'm the kind of idiot that was like, oh, I can choose between a 60 and a 40. Let's put the lower one in power and let's put all of it to visuals.
But it works, right? Because
yeah,
you know,
I'm a piece of art.
It's very on brand for Mauve. I was gonna say you're literally an art piece.
Sorry to leave there, by the way. My brother decided to turn off my light because he's a dick.
Oh no!
I saw you in the void suddenly.
You were like... I just know Guy was one of those people that was on the birds are drones. Birds are not real.
No!
Birds are real. Birds are very real. They're also malevolent.
I love that. I love that.
They look at you, they know what you're doing, and they are filled with hate.
Birds are very smart.
I love birds.
Actually, birds are very smart, especially corvids.
Listen, my face still hurts from laughing last episode. I'm gonna need everybody to tone it down.
Yes.
Bring it down 25% less funny, please.
I wish y'all could see Drea's face journeys.
One last thing, they do spy for the government, but it's intentional.
I see it. It's intentional spying.
They have a contract. They have a contract with the government.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine a freaking bird like walking into the... Oh my gosh.
Do they sign the contract with a feather quill?
I was going to say that if you turn over the Declaration of Independence, on the back there's a bunch of bird feet. That's what that means. They've been in on it since then.
I could not. Oh my goodness.
A contract.
All right, everyone. Who?
It hasn't even been 10 minutes. It hasn't even been 10 minutes.
Is that her boy toy?
No.
Okay. Okay, just wondering. Like beefy dude packing up and leaving, like, you're out of here. To the left, you know? Like,
oh gosh.
Okay.
No. It's not. Oh goodness. You all might meet him again later. We'll see. Maybe we'll get more info.
Listening is important to penetration.
Damn it. I'm not saying you're wrong, but damn it.
Tenzin.
Touch everything just because you can.
She literally can. I think she literally, and I think this is a thing she does all the time, she puts her hands on all the shit and is just like, can't touch this. No. And just like
all 10 fingers in every window.
Touches everything. Because she had to get like a special license, like a special career license to burn off all her fingertips.
Wait, question. If you don't have fingerprints, can you snap your fingers?
I snap now as if I don't have fingerprints. As if I can test.
I was like, Dre, do you also not have fingerprints?
No. Well, Michaela. No.
Something to goggle.
Damn it.
Party time indeed.
Party at the crowbar.
Right?
It's a bar full of birds, and they're spying on Guy.
They're like, did you see that guy beat up that poor businessman?
Dude who just works there.
Just a dude who works there.
Kids.
Guy and Gail and C are gonna be a little worried here soon.
I'm Andrew Lloyd Webber. I just saw your latest your performance. I'd like to say that you did an amazing job.
An amazing voice.
But who are you?
It is not who I am, but what I am, and what I am is an artist.
Oh my gosh.
They've gone rogue. Your players have gone rogue.
I know.
A tear rolls
so
down
good.
the cheek of Andrew Lloyd Webber.
A single tear.
Oh my god.